Hello, this is Jens from SecurityValley, and this is the next video for the SecurityValley CTF write-up playlist. So therefore, as usual, I'm logged into ctf.securitywalley.org, have set the categories filter to web, and in this video, we're gonna focus here on the cookie API challenge. So therefore, let's open the challenge, and let's see what kind of information we can get out of the challenge description. Excuse me. We see we have the init endpoint, and we have the store endpoint, and we have here a base URL. And we see that obviously the endpoint produces cookie and that the store endpoint requires, let's say, the right cookie here. Yeah? So let's start first by fire a simple curl request to the init endpoint. And we see that we get here a cookie with the name session token back and a base 64 encoded value, and that the expire time is, well, in other words, that the token is only valid for, I think it was one or 2 seconds. So maybe this is not the best idea to try to solve the challenge by hand or manually. And or for that reason, let's try to solve the challenge with a little bit of Python. So as you can see here, I have prepared a little bit of Python code so far. Till line 10, I think it's not that super complicated. I have imported the base64 library because the token is base64 encoded, and we may need to decode it. And I've already done that here. You see, I've fired here a simple get request, then from the request get the cookie, then base64 decode the session token here, and then in line 10 I print the decoded token. So let's run the script, and hopefully I think the font size should be big enough. You see, we have a role here, which is here set to a user, and we have here an ID so far, and it looks like if you fire the script again, this is a randomly generated ID. So we can try to assume some things here. So the first is if there is a role user, then there is maybe a role admin or root, or I don't know. And let's assume that the ID here is an indicator if the generated cookie here is something that was originally crafted by the API endpoint. So I think for the reason that I've created the challenge, we can now assume that maybe that two facts are valid. So therefore, let's try to craft here a new cookie with the role admin and the same ID from the initially created token. So therefore I have created here a variable which is the new cookie value, and have set manually here the role to admin, and then from the decoded token I have splitted the string value on each equal sign. So that means this one here is the index 0, this here is index 1, and this is the last index. And by accessing a list here in Python with -1, we automatically, or Python is so smart that we can access the last element in the list, and this here is the token. So let's save the script, let's run the script again, and we have an error here. I don't know, maybe some too many requests to the powme.org since it's open to brute force or so. This can sometimes happen. And we see we have successfully changed the user value here from the initial token to the admin role to our new token. So then with the next information in mind, which is that the store endpoint requires a cookie, let's send the new created cookie, and therefore let's create a new variable and a append here base 64, and therefore we want to base 64 encode the I think that's the new cookie value. And since the method requires bytes, we need to encode all the stuff in UTF-8, and then we can go with the request library with cookies, and then with the, I think it was request cookie jar. Yeah. We can set the session token, which was originally the name from the cookie, to our new cookie base 64, and we need to decode it into UTF-8. And let's craft a new request, and for the moment let's name it flag_r. And then we have the request, then we have the get request, then we need to type in here our URL, which is foundme.org, the same port, API version 1, and then the store. And then we need to set the cookie here to the jar variable. And then we need to print out flag_r, and I think it's the status code. And then let's print out if there is any response body. Let's print it out. And I have forgotten here _r. Let's save the script, run it again, and hopefully we see a flag here. And we have an unexpected argument, which is cookie. Yeah, and this is totally right. I've simply forgotten. This is not cookie, this is cookies, and this should be the jar. And then let's run the script again. And yeah, it's first of all, we were able to get the flag as a response, and all our assumptions was correct, and we have successfully get a flag here. Yeah. So hope you had fun. See you in the next video. So goodbye.